Hi there. What brings you in today? Okay, so you said that you're not feeling very well. Can you explain a little more what you mean by that? Okay, so it sounds like it's a little bit more of a mental thing than a physical one, but kind of with some accompanying physical symptoms. Is that right? Okay. Well, I have to preface this by saying that I am not a medical doctor, nor am I a therapist. I do specialize in the occult, in magic, and magical remedies. So I realize that you must have been referred to me for that reason. Can you explain what makes you think that this is a magical malady rather than a regular medical one? Okay, so you think that you had an encounter with a wizard? What makes you think that he was a wizard? He was wearing one of those hats, like the big blue hats with the stars on it? Okay, well, that's highly unusual. To be honest with you, that makes me think that he was maybe not a wizard, but just like a guy who was wearing a costume? Okay, you also saw him levitating things. That is very interesting. And you know for sure he was levitating them. He wasn't touching them. Right, okay. And he kind of did that furtively, like he was doing it because he was bored, but when he saw you, he stopped. Yeah, that is very interesting. Okay, and where were you when you encountered this person? A DMV. Okay. And what were you there for? Getting your license renewed? And do you know what he was there for? You didn't really talk to each other. That makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't go talk to a guy in a wizard hat either. Okay, so can you give me a little bit more info about how you interacted then? Okay, so he accused you of cutting him in line. When did you go? Oof, yeah, you had to go after work and everyone else was there too because it was only open for an hour after work. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so there was a really long line and he left the line for a while, like more than a few seconds, and then he expected to come back and get in line where he was, but there was no placeholder. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm totally on your side here. So why did he leave the line? Was it like an emergency? He went to the vending machine and he got a Nature Valley bar? That is a really unhinged thing to get in a public place where you have to eat it and get crumbs everywhere. Yeah, I think the only place you can eat one of those is like a hiking trail or your kitchen table, and then you sweep all the crumbs into your hand. But even then, it's like you're at home, get a better snack. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so he left, and then he accused you of taking his space, and then he said some kinds of words under his breath and ran his hands over you, and then you've been feeling weird ever since then. Okay. Yeah, no, that does track. That does seem like it might have been some kind of curse. And you just left because you were too freaked out and you renewed it a different day. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess given those details, you probably have come to the right place. So let me take a look at you and just see what I think might be wrong specifically, what kind of curse he might have used. So to do that, I'm just going to be running my hands over you, and I'm not going to touch you, but I would still like to ask for your consent. So is this okay with you if I get pretty close to your face? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I can definitely feel that, like, something is off here. It's a really unusual spell. Like, I don't think I've ever encountered something exactly like this. Yeah, sorry, sometimes it's just a little bit easier to feel it. The thing about spells is, like, as much as we try to put them into words, in their essence, they're more of like a feeling, an intangible thing. So, I know I said intangible, but you do kind of have to feel them at the same time, if that makes sense. It's like you're not actually touching something, but you're like sensing it. It's kind of like if you can sense that someone's mad at you, even when they're in the next room. Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm getting a little bit better of a sense of like the shape of this thing. It seems like there's your aura, and then what he's done is, like, rather than really alter it, he's sort of embedded things in it, and then it's trying to like flow around those things, but it's encountering blockages and kind of having to form this unnatural shape around them. Yeah, so I know this is a strange question, but like, did you notice how he was dressed besides the wizard's hat? Okay, so kind of just like an old hippie type outfit, and his hair was long, kind of unkempt. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, and he was drinking from a metal canteen, you said, but you don't think it was alcohol, just water. Okay. Yeah. So let me just see one more thing, because I want to figure out, like, what are these things that he's embedded in your aura? Yeah, I'm just gonna be, like, sort of trying to pluck them out. It's kind of like drawing out a string sometimes. Okay, so it looks like what he's done is embedded trash in your aura, like plastic waste. And what I'm guessing, so obviously this isn't a physical thing, these are like energy representations of specific trash objects. I know that's kind of hard to follow, but what I mean is, like, I think what he did is he sensed the things that you had thrown out in the past, like, few weeks, and he created these almost, I want to say metaphysical, I mean like transcendent objects out of them, and then embedded these representations of trash in your aura. Like some kind of punishment for buying plastic, maybe? Yeah, I know it has nothing to do with cutting him in line, but like, I guess he was also eco-conscious? I don't know. Okay, so maybe if you have the time, we can just do the session now, and what I can do for you is try to take out those specific objects and just see where we end up. Does that sound good? Okay, let's do that. Okay, so this first thing, again, even though the shape is like, in this case, kind of like a cup almost, the way you draw it out is like not the way that you would just pick up a cup. You kind of have to do it in pieces like this, as if it is also a thread. Yeah, okay, let me see. Oh, there's one more part. So the first part was like a plastic cup, quite a large one. And this part, okay, that was the straw. So it was like a big, okay, it was bubble tea, I think. Did you get a bubble tea in the past, like, week? Yeah. What flavor was it? Taro? That is, like, my favorite flavor. Okay, so it seems like that is now gone, but that was sort of the biggest thing. Well, we'll see. But it was one of the larger things that was embedded, and it seems like that was in the centers of your brain, your mind, that are related to confidence. So I think you should be feeling a little bit more confident, maybe not this second, but like you might start to notice it once you leave here, now that that is gone. Okay? Yeah. No, I guess like he was mad that you got this bubble tea and you enjoyed it for a second and then it just went in the garbage. But like, bubble tea is delicious. I know you can buy those metal straws instead of the plastic ones, but like, you never remember to bring them with you everywhere. And then you go to the bubble tea shop and you don't have them. And then it's kind of like, even if you did have them, do you bring your own cup? And then just ask them to fill it and they look at you weirdly. But then again, maybe this is all just an excuse to not do it, and you should definitely do both those things. It is so hard to live in this world and not consume plastic. Like, you don't even know. I mean, obviously you do know, but yeah, I mean, bubble tea is a luxury, but like, even if you buy regular groceries, it is so hard. Yeah. Okay, so that one is gone. And that did seem to be connected to your confidence. So let me just take a look again. I'm just going to run my hands down and across. Okay, so the next thing I'm sensing, it seems like it's some bags, like thin plastic bags. Okay, I think it's like the frozen vegetable bags that you can get at the supermarket. I used to make all frozen vegetables because I would just like make rice and lentils and frozen veggies, and like when you put them in sauce they're okay, but if you have them plain, you're like, this is why people hate vegetables, because they're eating boiled plain veggies from frozen bags. Like recently I started roasting some and it's so much better, but like, one second. Yeah, but then, you know, you gotta start cooking half an hour earlier and put them in the oven. And sometimes you just don't have time. Okay, so yeah, I found like a broccoli one and a spinach one and a spring mix one. Isn't it weird how like there's only two different mixes? They're like, either you want this one stir fry mix that's like water chestnuts and snap peas and broccoli, or you want like beans and carrots, peas and carrots. Is that your experience, or is that just where I live? Anyways. Okay, I think that's all of those. There was actually like 4 in total. So yeah, do you buy a lot of frozen veggies? Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, it's hard to not do unless you go to a farmer's market. One time I signed up for a CSA, like a vegetable share that they send you from the farm. But the problem is then you get like 500 beets and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? One time I made borscht for my spouse and then I had to travel and they were just left eating like cold beet soup for like a week and I didn't even eat it because I didn't like it and I felt bad for them. Yeah. Okay, so enough about me and about that. It does seem like maybe that was blocking your communication. Like you might have had trouble sort of expressing your emotions to your loved ones recently. Yeah, so hopefully that will be better after this. Yeah. Cool. Okay. You're normally pretty good at that. Yeah. Alright, so let's take a look and see if there is anything else. Sorry, let me just like feel your face, feel around your face. I will not touch you again, but I will be very close to it. Okay, and let me just take some of these little bits of things that I can't even identify and just toss those to the side. Okay, now I do see another bigger thing. Okay, it seems like this one is a water bottle, like a regular, like a Poland Spring. Okay, I was on your side for the other ones, but like, come on, you can't be buying plastic water bottles that are one-time use these days. Just get like a Nalgene or something, you know? Like a reusable one. Yeah, you were just going somewhere and you forgot it, and okay. I'm sorry, I'm being kind of a jerk. That is not my job. Okay, so that one is gone. And it seems like that was maybe hindering your ability to make decisions, like somehow just making you a little bit hesitant. And now you should feel a little bit more strongly about the pros and cons of things. You should just have a little bit more clarity now. Okay, so it looks like there's a little bit more there. It's a lot easier to do chaotic magic, like tear things apart that have taken years and years to put together, than it is to do good building magic. And like some people use that as an excuse to imply or believe that the good magic was actually bad because it was like inefficient and slow. But actually, that's like what you need sometimes is like thoughtful work to put a system together, and then it's very easy to dismantle it quickly, but that's not always the best decision. Yeah, did I get sidetracked? Sorry. Okay, so yeah, bad magic, easy to do quickly. But okay, here's another thing. This seems like a set of holiday ornaments. Like, oh, the skeleton. Oh, I love that. And like a little black cat. Okay, so it seems like these are holiday decorations, Halloween decorations. Yeah, my question there is like, you buy them at the dollar store, you buy the cheap ones, but why not save them for next year? Okay. Oh, your roommates threw that out? And you actually wanted to keep it and decorate with Halloween stuff all year round? Okay, I'm totally on board with that. Okay, so I think that we're almost done here. all I see that's left is like just those very minor like bits of things that I don't even think are worth defining here. Yeah, so I think it is looking so much better. Yeah, I'm sorry that you encountered this guy and he was, I guess, having a bad day. Like, maybe on a different day he could have sat down with you and, like, made some of these arguments for being less wasteful and, like, come to a productive place with you, but obviously, like, this was not the way to do it. Sometimes it's actually possible to do environmentally friendly things, but like for the wrong reasons. And you can be like a not good guy and still do some environmentally good things. Yeah. Okay, so I think you should be actually cleared up now. Yeah. Do you feel a little better? Okay, that's really good to hear. Let me just. Yeah, okay. It seems good. Just come back to me if you have any recurring symptoms. And if anything happens to you of a similar nature in the future, like, you know where to find me. Yeah, thank you so much. Bye now.